Well, hi, Robin. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Cory. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Good.
2023 is being kind so far. Hope the same for you.
Yes, and we have a new word. We're not going to say we're busy. We're going to say we're productive. So I've
Ooh,
been very productive
hey,
the
I
first
love that.
of January.
Because that's a great segue into our topic today. We wanted to talk about forgetting resolutions. Let's optimize, okay?
Right. Let's do it. Let's talk.
Fantastic. So some of the things that I've been hearing a lot of buzz about. One of them is talking about starting early bookings. Could you share a little bit about that with us?
Absolutely. COVID kind of put everybody behind. And so everybody feels like, oh, I've got to get a meeting in. So we're all hotels in the industry are booking up. So, the early bird gets the worm. You can't say that enough. So pre-planning, getting your dates, so important, especially in the next 12, 18 months.
Fantastic. And so what would be a window of the best opportunity? Like what would be the farthest out to pick your optimum dates, that type of thing?
Again, this year, calendar year 2023 is really getting booked up. Fall looks better. So I would say, if you're looking to have a meeting in the next 9 to 24 months,
Oh my God.
Now's the time to get it on the books.
Wow. Wow. Do you see that the time frame has been even like longer for 2023 versus even what about 2019?
2019, we were still cruising along. So we would do a lot of 2 and 3 and some 4-year contracts. But right now it's pretty much, let's just do one and see where we go, because, it's still in the back of our mind.
Right.
What
Right.
happened.
Gotcha. Hey, mental health right now is certainly something that's on the top of everyone's mind. It seems like it's, you turn on the news, we've got layoffs, and it just seems that the amount of stress, it's just been ratcheted up. And I know it's always been there, but for whatever reason, this year in particular, just seems like there's so much going on. Why should we prioritize mental health wellness right now?
Well, I think what we've all just experienced, we're all a little stressed. We did learn to do a whole lot more with a whole lot less, but that is not sustainable. And there's those of us that wintered the storm, so to speak. I mean, we are tired. It's time to take stock. It's time for me to get back to a work-life balance. It's time to not stress over what I have to do, but how I can do it better, quicker, more efficiently. So those kinds of mental health issues, I think, are what we need to look at. As a meeting planner, you just want to put time in your agenda to focus on that. Focus on the individual and make sure that you're seeing to their needs, and they will respond to you by engaging, by being productive, by overall performance, whether you're an attendee or part of the hotel or part of the planning team.
I read a staggering statistic. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Meeting planner or event planners was ranked top 5 most stressful career out there. And I get it, but I was just, a lawyer, doctor, of all the professions, I was surprised and concerned that planners were at the top of that list.
Well, of course, being in the industry, I understand that, because, there were so many cancellations, so many reschedules, flights, transportation. When you're doing a whole full meeting, there's so many moving parts, and it seemed like we would hit a brick wall at every turn. So I understand exactly why meeting planning is up in the top 5 that is high stress, because it really is.
Yeah.
But you can minimize that. You can optimize that by planning, making sure you've got the right things in your agenda to keep and engage and hold your audience. And then also provide opportunities for the people just to let their hair down, relax, network, and socialize, basically on company time. because we have really held our nose to the grindstone for so long. Everybody's like, I need a breath. I need to take a break. I need to think about me for a little bit. And if you incorporate that in your meeting, you are going to have more people that are engaged, more people that are saying, hey, I want to come back to that. I really, really enjoyed it and got a lot out of it.
Oh, I love that. Very, very great words there, Robin. You hit another fantastic word that's been all the buzz recently, and it was networking. So networking, I know it's typically on the top of the list, but for whatever reason, it's really become emphasized in 2023. So what the opportunities of networking? So can you maybe share a little bit more about that?
Well, I think we've moved away from what we used to call speed networking. It worked for a little while. It was kind of neat to do something different, but I think the networking that we're talking about now is really breaking it down to a one-on-one level, getting to know your colleagues. Many of us are working remotely, so I don't know who my other sales manager is because he or she may be working from their home. So getting people together to actually connect one-on-one. You can provide beverages. You can do it structured or unstructured, depending on what you feel your audience is looking for. But I think it's just so important to have that time in your agenda because that shows your attendees you've got their best interests at heart.
Really good point. I think I shared an article that I ran across. It's been several, but one in particular by Inc. magazine. So many companies are literally starting with no offices, entirely remote. That's their structure. They don't get together. In fact, some of the coworkers have never met each other face to face. So they need that time to get together, even networking with their, with even people on their same team. I was enthralled by that this whole new emerging trend of this whole remote office or pop-up office, so to speak. So absolutely, could not agree with you more.
Right. And meeting someone online is great, but it's just not that connection to a face-to-face true networking event at a meeting. There's just nothing like it.
Absolutely. Could not agree with you more. That's one of the things that talking about speed networking, we're talking about that is meeting a lot of people, but then distilling it down. And really you can only, I think, physically get to know somebody. You need to meet somebody face to face. You can't have a strong connection online. I don't know if that's possible. It's something about being physically in front of each other face to face. Online's great for meeting a lot of people, but really, like you had mentioned before, is physically the only way to get really deeply know somebody is to meet them in person.
No, I agree, because your real personality, I mean, the color of your eyes and your smile just is different in person. It truly is. There's just nothing to compare it to, that connection one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, I think even the value of meetings and in-person gatherings, that value is, to me, I think is even going to be even more important.
I agree with you. And I think our meeting planners see that and are working to further in-person meetings. There's going to be, I feel like, a virtual component maybe, then because you can involve a larger audience. But I think the crux of your program has got to be face-to-face. Absolutely.
I just thought of another benefit. All the rage has been this chat GDP. I don't know if you've heard any.
Yes.
And now it's like they're like, is my job going to be obsolete? That's been a lot of the conversation, right? So it's safe to say there are some things that AI can never replace. And it's the more humanity in this, and obviously face-to-face meetings. And so I thought that was it. I wanted to kind of get your take on that. I know we didn't have that in the agenda, but yeah.
Well, that technology is just amazing. We actually did a presentation on Tuesday, and the gentleman recorded it and then asked it to write a paragraph summarizing the presentation, and it was unbelievable. It even talked about the emotion in the presenters present. It was amazing. You're right though. I don't think AI will ever replace the face-to-face situation. It's just not the same.
Absolutely. And I think it's even more important that we begin to embrace the tech when it's going to make our lives or enhance our lives, but also don't force it and reject it when the human element is best. And I think gatherings and in-person, I'm looking for more humanity. I love tech and technology. It's great. It's got its place. But the thought of it is a little frightening to me. And
it is a little frightening. However, I think if we use it as a tool, it can be fantastic. It just can't be the whole program.
I completely agree. Hey, this has been a great conversation, Robin. I always enjoy our one-on-ones. Thanks for sharing your insights, and looking forward to your next combo.
Yes. Have a good day, Cory.
Thank you so much. You too.